Have you ever wanted a nice, clean user interface to look at for your video game library? Some of my most nostalgic memories of gaming come from having a physical shelf to store my games on. Now, in the digital era, many games are not available in physical form, and the conveniences of digital have overtaken the medium. It turns out there are several programs available to enhance the look and feel of your digital games library. So I set my sights on finding the best one to fit my needs. At first, I tried looking for software that could do what I was looking for. I tried Steam's Big Picture mode, but found its customization too simplistic. I also tried the program Launchbox, which had a lot more customization options and worked for me for a while, but I soon started to yearn for something a little more lightweight and with some very specific features for organizing a larger collection. I then found Playknight, a very nice lightweight program that came very close to what I was looking for, but found it was still lacking a way to make my large collection of games more palatable to look at and actually sift through. The main feature I wanted was the ability to group games together in more usable ways. If I could take my library of more than 1,500 games and group franchises, spiritual sequels, and new and old versions together into expandable items in my library, then the amount of items to browse through on my screen could be reduced to less than 500. But, as far as I can tell, this feature doesn't exist, in a clean way at least, in modern game launchers. So, I got to work making my own program using Electron in JavaScript. Introducing the Spark Game Launcher. Here's the rundown of what makes Spark special compared to the solutions I've tried before. Number 1. Spark displays my entire game library and allows me to group games together into collections, inspired by how the movie streaming software Plex groups movies into collections. Number 2. The Spark interface is purposefully simplistic, right now having a very limited amount of filters. But every part of the interface can be hidden except the game grid, making the overall look all about the games themselves. Number 3. All game art is displayed in a 600 by 900 resolution that mimics movie posters, and bannerless artwork can be retrieved from SteamGridDB.com. I love bannerless artwork because it looks a lot cleaner having just the title and art without the age ratings and publishing company logos getting in the way of the art. Number 4. Anything can actually be launched from Spark. So, if you have games that run on emulators, if you have books, comics, manga, movies, TV shows, or even programs, it can all be added to Spark. Heck, I've even got a nostalgic collection of Pokemon card scans in a Spark library just to look at. Number 5. Games in Spark that share the same name are automatically grouped together as alternative versions of the same game. As an example, Resident Evil 2 on PlayStation, Nintendo 64, and the HD Remaster can all be grouped together into one game, and the HD Remaster will launch by default. But, if I'm feeling nostalgic and wanting to play the original, I can go to the version screen to see them all. Number 6. When a game has not been released yet, the image for the game will be darkened to quickly inform you that the game isn't out yet, at a glance. As of right now, Spark is developed enough for my purposes, and I use it for my own personal game collection. I decided to make this video to see if others are interested in what I've made, or if it should remain a personal project. So please like this video and drop a comment if this seems like a useful solution to you. It's frankly still too rough around the edges for a public release. Here is a quick list of things I'd like to fix if others want to use it. Number 1. There's spotty controller support, requiring mouse and keyboard sometimes, which prevents a seamless couch experience from happening. Number 2. There's no way to delete a game once it's been added without going into the program files and deleting the game entry from a JSON file manually. Number 3. The magic Import Steam Library button fails on imports of large libraries, leaving users to enter in large libraries of games one by one. Number 4. There's only a favorites filter and a search bar, leaving a lot of filter options to be desired by most people. Number 5. Launching games through emulators may require command prompt arguments or batch files to be created. If you aren't interested in the collections and versions features that Spark Game Launcher has, consider looking into Launchbox or Playknight instead. They are both very robust, developed programs and already have a great development community behind them. But if you are like me and you see this as a better solution for managing a large library cleanly, please consider subscribing to see where this goes. I plan to work on a lot of coding projects on this channel, mostly around gaming and game design, and I'll be relying on feedback to help me understand what people want to see more of. Thanks for watching.